since I hope that Serbian language will be the next one official language of European Union, so I will use opportunity to address all participants in Serbian. Dakle, poštovani učesnici, pre svega poštovani kolega Selakoviću, sa kojim zajedno otvaramo i zajedno smo domaćini ovog Jadransko-jonske strategije Evropske unije, poštovani ministre Logar, predsjedavajući forumom, zamjeniče Dimitrov,
Prime Minister Dimitrov and all other dear participants. It gives me great pleasure and an honor to wish you welcome to the 5th Forum of the EU Strategy for the Adriatic and Ionian region. Traditionally, of course, these fora are organized by the country holding the presidency of the strategy, which is why this forum was planned for May last year, so during 2020, during Serbia's presidency. Since it is only now that we enjoy the favorable condition to hold this forum, this one will certainly be different from the previous one, and this is why we managed to organize it even in this virtual way on a digital platform. I think at a very important moment, not just for the Western Balkans and Serbia, but for Europe as a whole and the EU and the rest of the world, and to speak about some important aspects of our cooperation, because if you've learned anything from 2020 as a turning point year, we have entered a new phase of creating our joint future, and I believe through our macro-regional strategy of the Adriatic Ionian Initiative, all the countries surrounding this basin and which have already defined themselves as a bloc of countries that are linked both culturally and historically, but also through our interests toward future interests, and to contribute to revitalize Europe and sustainable development in Europe with revitalized and sustainable Western Balkans, and most of the countries in this initiative are countries in the Western Balkans. That is why I believe that, and I'd like to thank our colleagues from Slovenia to have made it possible early in 2021. We organized this forum still under the Serbian presidency, the 5th Adriatic Ionian Forum. I'd also like to wish a warm welcome to North Macedonia, who have recently joined the strategy and the initiative, and thus this strategy has become the only strategy of the EU to include more non-EU than EU member states. And this is proof of the potential of the countries in the region, both those that are already EU candidate countries as well as potential candidates, to improve these capacities reflected in what is most important, which is to improve our cooperation also away from negotiations and work on towards a better future for both our citizens and citizens of the EU. North Macedonia has already demonstrated its proactive approach, and we look forward to their even greater engagement in achieving the strategy goals, especially in view of linking the hinterland with the Adriatic and Ionian Seas. These 2 days, we shall hear from over 60 interesting participants who will talk about diverse experiences during different forms of cooperation during a global pandemic, primarily through examples of good practices. Nevertheless, I believe that our main concern, bearing in mind what I've already said, will be dedicated to efforts to improve the partnership between us in the Western Balkans as an integral part of the Adriatic Ionian region, and all the challenges that these countries and we all face in an effort to realize their strategic priorities in the areas which represent the pillars of the strategy, primarily in the areas of transport, energy, and in the environment. And everything that, I would say, main key policies, joint policies of the EU, which refer to sustainable growth, inclusive growth, and instruments for its achievement through the green agenda, digitalization, infrastructure, and every other form of infrastructure linking from transport, digital, ecological, social, all all these are topics which are on the EU agenda and for which Serbia is already prepared, bearing in mind that about a year ago we've defined our national investment plan, Serbia 2025, bearing in mind the fact that not only going in step but rather anticipating the new instruments of the economic growth for the whole of Europe. And I think in this context we are well harmonized with the key policies of the EU.